Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me here on the headphones. I'm trying these out to see how it goes, and I hope it's working okay. We've got a great workout today. Today is going to be um, under beautiful blue skies, and it's going to be just a basic workout today. Now, I'm doing something new today that I haven't done where I've got an idea, I've got a plan of what I want to do in class, but I haven't written it out here because I want to see how I feel, how we do, how we grow. And with that, I would then improvise off of the feeling, what tends to flow. So instead of planning, I did plan it last night as to what I wanted to do, but I wanted to come in and improvise exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use the bands today, just the short bands, but not for exercise. It's going to be for confidence balancing. And again, having that confidence to be able to, I'm trying to think what I'm talking about, the confidence to let go of the poles and use the bands instead for your balance. And we're going to do that very carefully. The reason I wanted to introduce that today is very simple. When you're outside and you're carrying something, you don't have a pole there to hold on to. So I want to make sure that, again, we work in the safety to progress to being outside and carrying things and just being out living life. So, with that being said, I'm just rocking nice and easy this morning. It's a beautiful day. Hey, hi, Pat. You know what I'm most excited about, apart from you being here, Pat, is I'm really excited about the fact that the message came through. So that for me is really exciting. I hope you're doing great today. And again, I'm excited about getting this class going. So, um, thanks, Mum. Great to see you. It sounds interesting. Um, yeah, it's an amazing day today. It's beautiful as you can see out here. I don't know if you can see how blue the sky is through the back, but it's there's no nope, there's no breeze. It's just a beautiful day here. So again, we're going to work on the confidence of balance today, integrating the basics and really going back to a very simple class that I'm very excited about. Kathy Stevens is here, and I love her name, Kathy Stevens Fitness, Ultimate Fitness, it should be. Great to see you here, Kathy, and you're here to cheer. I hope you got the pom-poms out and ready to do all that cheering. So thanks so much for being here. We've got a few minutes before we're going to start. Let me just do some of this stuff in here as well. Um, so I got a message today which I actually read on a website, and I loved the say, and I thought it was fantastic. It goes, take your time to get to the results because there's so many people going nowhere fast. And I thought that was so clever the way that it was said. You know, take your time and have a direction on what you want to achieve. There is no rush to achieve it. Good morning, Patrick. Great to see you here. Thanks so much for showing up and being part of the group. Um, and I know you're always a big supporter. And Craig's here as well. Great to see you, Craig. Uh, Bob and Ben. Good morning, Bob and Ben. Great to see you here as well. Today, as you know, the Tuesday class is a very simple, very basic class. I will tell you, I have an ankle injury right now, um, and I don't know how I did it. I fell asleep and didn't have any problems at all. And I woke up, went to get out of bed. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Carol. Great to see you here as well. And this was a few weeks ago. And I got out of bed and I couldn't stand up properly. My ankle was in a lot of pain and there was some swelling. But how do you do that when you're sleeping? It was absolutely because I didn't do anything the day before. So I've been nursing it and treating it. And then yesterday I climbed a ladder. And as I was stepping down, I felt my ankle twist a little bit. And I was like, oh, that wasn't good. And I woke up this morning and my ankle was still having trouble. So I was like, I know I can use the 60 up balance board to strengthen it without putting pressure on it. And so I'm going to feel what we're going to go today and work on very simple balance. Now, part of that is when I have a pain or when I have an injury, I really take the time to sit and focus on that area and let my brain start integrating into the area and helping it to focus on the healing. Now, some people turn around and go, that's kind of weird. I probably would have 20 years ago, 10 years ago even. No, actually, I've always trusted the brain and looked at my own power of healing. But what I was doing this morning was I took time, about 10 minutes, to just stop and let my focus go onto my ankle and tell myself I'm going to heal. My brain is going to figure out what needs to happen and send the positive healing messages down there. And I've never yet had a situation where I've done that and the injuries got worse. So I want to share that with you because the power of the brain, and you know, I always talk about the brain and how strong we are. Take the time to focus on the injury, send it love, don't send it negativity. I'm always there saying, I'm so strong that I know my ankle's going to heal and my brain is going to help put the focus and attention into that and believe that I'm going to get better. So, good morning, Carol, and everybody. Thanks so much for saying that to everybody as well, Carol. Kurt, good morning. Great to see you here. And look who's in his house today. In his house. His house. That's Bob Eubanks. Unless I hear some noise coming from my bathroom again, like I did last class, and Bob secretly showed up. What I'm going to do maybe one day is I'll be teaching a class, but I'll have it recorded, and then I'll just show up at Bob Eubanks' house and switch to a live one and shock Bob the way he shocked me the other day. Um, Thanks, Mum. I know with you being a doctor, it's always obviously so important that we believe in ourselves. I talked in the past about hope. I hope I get better. I don't like the word hope. Hope is an external force that you're waiting for something else to come and help you or to come and save you or someone else to come and take care of you. Whereas I love the word belief rather than hope. I believe I'll get better. I believe things will get better. I believe in my own power and I'm going to work with me to be able to get to the highest level. Um, One of the things I said when I've coached players and many people throughout my life is I should never have to work harder than you're willing to work for yourself because then it's impossible to have your highest level of success. But I will always support your level of work to the highest of my ability. And that turns around and says, you've got to do the work for yourself. And don't hope it's going to happen. Believe in yourself. And there's no one better to believe in than yourself because you are an amazing power. So, with that being said, let's go back to again the power of the brain, but believing in yourself, believing in the power that you have, and then doing the work and knowing that if you do the work, you'll be amazing. And the results will be amazing along with you. So let me go back to that message again for some of these that just came in. We talk about taking your time, about going slowly, about not rushing to the line. And I saw a post today on a website that I loved, and it said, take your time getting better or take your time getting to your goal because there's a lot of people going nowhere fast. And I love that saying because it's true. Often people are rushing around trying so much to get somewhere, they actually don't have a direction and a focus. So, with that, today's class is going to be about going slow, about feeling. Because of my ankle, um, I'm going to be going slow as well and really putting the time to feel the pressure, to feel the exercise, to feel the momentum, to feel the strength, and at the same time be aware of my injury and not do something that's going to aggravate it for the sake of it. And I'll be taking you on that journey with me today as well. It is my right ankle. That's the one with the red shoe, because the red shoe is my right foot and the blue shoe is my left foot. So, good morning, Ildi and everyone. Thanks for saying hi as well. Bob Eubanks, you have your own outhouse. Bob, I think we're revealing things that people don't need to know right now. But it's always fun, Bob, because we never know what's going to happen with you. That's what I love about creativity. So, with that being said, follow along with me today. Do the exercises. Go slow. We know Tuesdays is always basic and go slow. And I'm going to improvise a little bit with the plan that I set up last night. Make sure that you have your short bands with you. If you want to put them on now, do put the short bands on. We're not going to be moving the poles in today. So don't worry about having to move the poles. Just attach the bands, as you can see here. Have them ready to use. And we're going to be using those for balance training today as well. Always safety first. So with that said, are you ready to go? Here we go. Having my little bit of water first. And Let's step up. So what I want you to do, and I've got the earbuds in, or the earbuds, earpods, whichever it is, just rock side to side. And what I want you to feel is the pressure on the base of your feet. Now, as I'm doing this, I can feel my right ankle a little bit. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit less of a lean and more of a pressure pushing down into the ground. There you go. Just press. I want to feel my toes. Feel those toes. Push your weight slightly forward and push those toes into the ground. There you go. Excellent. Now what I want you to do is put your weight slightly back and push the heels. Your toes may feel like they're coming off of the ground a little bit, which is okay. Just make sure your knees are bent so that you don't have straight legs and you're leaning back. Just push those heels. Now what I want you to do is push on the left little toe and the right big toe and hold it there. Feel those pressure points. Even let your heels come off the ground a little bit. Now switch to the other side. Push on the left big toe and the right little toe and feel that pressure point as we go. Now go back to the other side. Feel little toe on the left, big toe on the right. And push the other side. Go little toe on the right, big toe on the left. Now come back to the center. Just shake the legs out in here. Now, I'm going to do this very carefully. I want you to push the right foot into the ground, take the heel off, and just roll the knee. And I'm doing this really lightly because of the ankle injury that I have. But at the same time, I want to keep some mobility in that ankle. Good. Push the other leg. Now, this one I can be a little more aggressive with the stretch because obviously the left ankle should be strong. There you go. Perfect. Now come back to the center and let's just lift the heel up on the right leg, heel up on the left leg, heel up on the right leg, heel up on the left leg. And we're just going to start moving in here again, letting a little bit mobility. So the mobility is coming through the bottom of the feet, right where the toes join the foot. And at the same time, I'm getting those knees loosened up. The hip is beginning to work in the hip joint. And at the same time, my ankle is getting a little bit of flexion, but I'm not doing it too much. There you go. Excellent. Now, with that being said, come and stand back down on the ground. And all I want you to do is put your feet about shoulder width apart, push onto your right leg, and lift your left leg up. And just hold that balance. Now step on the left leg, shift your weight across first, then lift the right leg up and find that balance. And notice how your toes begin to move in your shoes. Put the right foot back into here, lift the leg, and notice how the pressure points again change in your toes as you're feeling that balance. Step across, let the weight shift first, lift your leg up, and feel that balance. My toes I can feel in the left foot. Now we're actually going to do it on purpose. Are you ready? Go to your right foot, put the weight, lift your left leg up. Now move your toes. I want to actually feel those toes in your right foot moving. And notice how, as you move your toes, your balance pressure points begin to change. Now put your left foot on the ground, shift your weight to the left, bring up the right foot, and move those toes. And notice how a lot of the pressure is on the ball of the foot or the heel of the foot to allow your toes to move. So we're strengthening up everything behind the toes. Good, and come back. Now, here's a new little exercise we're going to do. We really want to strengthen that one leg standing. And what we've done for so many months is standing on one leg or doing the tapping. We're going to do something different today. Put your right foot in line with red mark in the center and lift that left leg. Now, what I want you to do is bend forward and let the left leg go back. And feel as you bend forward, your right leg knee will bend very slightly, and feel that balance as you lean forward. Use the poles. If the board rocks, use that for stability, and come and stand back up. Good. Take the left foot, put it right in the middle of the board, in line with the red mark. Lift your right leg up, and now lean forward. Feel that bend. Use the poles for your balance. Left leg slightly bent, and feel that balance and see if you can hold it. And notice the pressure in your feet, especially on the toes and the ball of the foot. You won't feel as much on the heel. Good. Come back up. Change legs again. Take the right foot right in the middle. Lift the left leg up. Once you've found that balance, begin to lean your chest forward so your shoulders are coming towards the poles, and let the left leg, you'll notice as I do this, my left leg is back here. I'm kicking my furniture. Back into here, bend the right leg and feel that one leg balance. Good, and come back up. Put the left leg right in the middle. So left leg right in the middle. I think I said that. Right foot here. Now take the right leg back, bend the left knee, and begin to rock forward and see if you can hold this balance in here. Excellent. So we're going to advance this one more time. Come back into the right foot right in the middle. Again, going really slow. And trust me, this is a lot harder than it looks. That's the beauty of the poles right now, is trying to keep the board in the middle. Find that balance. Now lean forward and then come back up and lean forward and come back up. Lean forward, come back up. We've got 2 to go. Lean forward, keep that pressure on the right foot into the ground. And last one, we're up, hold that balance, come back down, change feet. Left foot goes right in the middle. I can feel how much that right leg has been working, but I feel strong. Here we go. Right foot comes up to the left calf. Feel the pressure on that left foot now. Lean forward, 1, and come back. And lean forward, 2. And if you find that the board is wobbling side to side, even find this position and try and find the middle again with the board. Let the board support you. If you begin to feel you're wobbling, let it go. Then bring the board back to the middle, up, and last one, go back, hold that balance, and come back down. Excellent. Shake those legs out. Again, being nice and easy. Now, what I want to do, because we were just obviously working the hip joint and that strength, I want you to step slightly back and put your right foot on number 2, but turn your toe slightly towards the pole. Now, the reason I'm doing this, if you have any ankle injuries, as soon as I turn my foot forward, I can feel pressure on the outside of my ankle. So now I keep my foot in a line with the board going. And what I want to do is just push forward and back. Push forward and back. And all we're doing here is loosening up the right hip from the work that we just did. Forward and back and forward and back. Now, take the left foot, do the same thing. Point it towards the pole. My right foot, I move back a little bit. Here we go. Just rock forward and back. Forward and back. Think about how strong you are in here. Back. Last one. Forward and back. Good. Hopefully you're feeling the strength of the legs and again, the freedom of movement. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start the tapping. So again, think as you lift your leg, don't think of lifting the leg. Think of the balance of the leg you're standing on. Here we go. Tap number 1 and bring it back down. Tap number 1, and you'll see where this is going to go because we're going to advance this. Like I said, today is a lot of strengthening on one leg balancing. Up and down and back, up and down. And I'm going very slow on purpose because I want to feel control in every aspect of the movement through every part of the motion. We're going really slow. So my balance doesn't have a moment where it breaks in the chain of confidence or breaks in the chain of control. Last 2, and then you're going to see where we're going to go. This is going to be kind of funny, I think, but funny in a good way. Now, we'll just watch this the first time. I lift, I tap, I lift, I bend forward, I lift, I come down. So we're putting all this together. Again, great control and balance of the right or the single leg when we're on here. Are you ready? And lift, tap, lift, bend forward, let the leg come behind, lift and down. Left leg, lift, tap behind the number 1, lift, bend forward, come back up, lift, come down, lift, tap, lift, forward. Make sure your legs stay bent, lift, down. The leg you're standing on should always have a slight bend in it, lift. And the more you lean forward, the more that leg will bend a little, down, back, and tap, lift, back, up, down, lift, tap, lift, forward, lift. Last one on each leg. Here we go. Lift, tap. Keep that control. Forward, lift, tap. Last one, lift, tap, lift. Now rock forward. Feel strong on that leg. Hold that board still and down. Great. Shake those legs out. We haven't even got on the board yet today, and already we're really engaged in those connections, the proprioceptive connection of feeling the body, the messaging, what's happening, and really worked on those feet today. Grab a quick drink of water. Let's see what was said. I know Bob Eubanks gave a little bit in here. Good morning, Ildi. Great to see. I may have said hi to you before. If I didn't, um, then I should have, but I think I did. Yeah, Bob, I hurt myself. Um, it's so emotional. No, I'm just joking. I went to sleep, woke up with a bad ankle. My ankle was swollen. I didn't know how it happened. So that's why I'm taking it very careful today. But it's great for all of us to understand if we have a slight injury, feel it. Don't go through it. But this hasn't affected my workout. I'm really focusing back on the moment. You can see I can do all the exercises. I just have to be very careful that I don't push it. And if I do, I stop or I change. Betsy, great to see you here, Miss Professor. I've been told when I drink and I swallow, you guys can hear all this through here, so I'm trying to be quiet. Diane, great to see you here. Thanks so much for being here. And it's funny, your last name, well, it's not funny, your last name, you have the same last name as my sister. So nice to see you. You had to reboot to get on, so unusual. Sorry to hear that, Betsy. I've had some problems with Facebook, but I sent some stuff out today to debug. Uh, Hey, Denise, how you doing? You're running late. You're getting on the board now. We haven't even got on the board yet, so we're just getting there. We've had some really good warm-ups, though. Okay, but with that said, we are going to step on the board. So what I want you to do is step on number 2 and number 2. Now, just rock side to side. This is just to get the feeling going. And instead of just rocking, because this is a class and we want it to where in real life you don't think about it, I want you to be conscious right now of every pressure point as you're pushing. Feel the pressure change in your feet. Don't just rock side to side. Feel push with the foot, push with the foot, push with the foot, push with the foot. Now, as we're doing this, I want you to multitask. So run your fingers on the pole. So your fingers, you can see I'm going as if I'm playing a clarinet. But now let your fingers keep working, but I want you to focus on your foot. Think of the pressure point. We're really training the brain. As you know, Tuesday, I love to do brain training, brain balance training. So keep the fingers going, but really think about the pressure in your feet, pressure in your feet, pressure in your feet, pressure, and feel that's why you're changing. Now stop your hands. Now what I want you to do is just take a look to your left and take a look to your right and start thinking about or seeing what you see. And this is really important because the pressure points are still activated as your eyes are changing. Now, I want you to look around and give me a color of something you see. So I see white, I see green, I see black, I see yellow. And what I want you to notice here is that your brain is engaged in thinking while your pressure points are still working. And again, that's a critical element to balance because when you go out, you don't want to be looking at the ground. You don't want to be looking around or looking at your feet, which is why we always train with eyes up with an occasional look down to check. Because I want your mind to think independently from your brain, even though they're connected, because your mind has the freedom to think and see the beauty in everything while your brain is taking care of your safety. Good. What I want you to do now, push down, lift the leg. Push down, lift the leg. But instead of doing this like we normally do, which is rushing through, bend your knees slightly, and I want you to push into the ground. Push into the ground. And as you do this, tighten your muscles. So I squeeze my glute muscles, my butt muscle. I squeeze my thigh muscles. I push my feet into the ground, which tightens my calves up. So we're getting a dynamic tension workout to strengthen the muscles. Don't just stop. Squeeze and squeeze the whole side of that leg. And squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And if you're doing it right, you will be feeling this. Again, start by squeezing the butt and then squeeze all the way down to your toes. There you go. Good. Keeping that core engaged as well. Good. Now, for those of you more advanced, take one hand off, or if you feel safe doing the same thing. And if you're really advanced, take both hands off, but keep them really close to the poles in case you feel unstable. And notice how we're working on transfer of weight, single leg balance, and keeping yourself really strong. Good. Come back to the center and let's just rock it out. Now from here, just lift the leg back and back. Now on this one, I don't want you to think of pressure points. I want you to start looking around as you're doing this and seeing what's around your room, taking a look and cognitively being aware, and even say out loud some of the things that you see. So I could be, I see some plants, I see my kitchen, I see some tiki poles, whatever they are. I see the yellow sofa. I see a green plant. Because what we're doing now is we're again engaging the brain to multitask. We're balancing, we're strengthening the back leg muscle, the hamstring, and at the same time our mind is focused, so we begin to separate the safety from the thought process. And again, if you want to, you can let go with one hand and change, or you can let go with both. And notice how you don't even think of your balance now as you begin to progress, because the brain is taking care of you. Good, and bring it back down. All I want you to do again is just rock side to side. There you go, good. Now come and find your balance. Now we put the brain into feeling pressure points in both feet of being even, or if you find, look, if I move my hip to one side, I have more pressure, so I start going, okay, move my hip back so I can find that center, and the body is beginning to self-align so we don't put more pressure on one side than the other. Good. Now what I want you to do is step back off of the board with the right leg, step back up and balance. Push down with the right foot, step back off of the board with the left foot, come up and balance. And how quickly can you find that balance? Push down with the left foot, step back, step up, and balance. Push down with the right, step back, step up, and balance. And push down with the left, step back, step up, and balance. Good. Now, when you found that balance, if you feel comfortable, take one hand off. With the other hand that you keep on, I want you to play the clarinet. You're running those fingers. Now change hands, take the other hand off and play. Good. And what I want you to do now is take both hands off, only if you feel safe. If you're not safe, you want to hold on to the poles, stay there and keep that balance. If you feel safe, take your hands off, and I want you to touch those fingers with your thumb. So I'm working first finger, middle finger, fourth finger, little finger, and just working through here. And if you think that's easy to say, do it and try saying it. First finger, middle finger, fourth finger, little finger, fourth finger, middle finger, first finger. I'm like, not so easy. Good. Now we're going to progress on to here. I want you to take your right foot and put it on number 3. Now from here, I want you to push your foot so it stays on the board. Just do this a couple of times for me. You may hear the sound. I don't know how much you can hear through the earpods. I'll never remember what they are. So in here, now step to the other side and do the same thing. Just pushing that foot side to side. There you go, good. So you feel the board the whole time. Now step across to the left and do the same thing. It's almost like you're pushing an ice skate sideways, but we're not going forward. Just feel that pressure point and push across. Now, one thing I want you to notice here as we're doing this is the strength in the leg that's not moving. And often we don't even notice that strength because we're so busy focusing on the one that's moving, we don't notice it. But notice how you're getting stronger without even thinking about it. Now, we're going to take this exercise. We're going to skate and push and pull and skate and pull and skate and pull and skate and pull. Now, for those of you that are confident, just use one hand. I know when I was skating, I'd always have my hand behind my back in here so I could get more aerodynamic and then just use those arms to push, as when I was racing and skating. Good. So I push across. I've got to push all the way across. Bend those knees. Now, if you feel really confident, and again, this is again, feel yourself, take both hands off, but keep one or both close to the poles um, in case you want to grab for balance. Now, notice in here how your brain is always feeling the bottom of your foot, and as you transfer your weight, you're beginning to again feel that connection of strength as you're going. Now we're going to take this to a whole nother level. Let's go back to holding the poles to begin with. You're going to skate and lift, and skate, drag, lift, touch the board, skate and lift, and skate and lift, and skate and lift, and skate and lift, skate, last one going across, skate and lift. Now notice when you lift, and just put your feet back on here for a second. Notice as you lift how balanced you are, how strong you are, how we're working on that single leg balance again. So the next exercise we're going to do is going to be very similar, but we're going to add a little twist to this. You're going to come to the middle, try and find your balance, step back, slide, and come across and lift. Let me go back to the right side again and join back in. Are you ready? So we're going to push the left foot to the middle, come and find your balance on one leg. Now step your right leg back, bring it in, slide, bring the leg across and lift. Now down, put the foot in the middle, try and find your balance. Put the left foot back, bring the right foot together, slide, bring it across and lift. So go to the middle, go onto one leg, find that balance, take the leg back to the right foot back to 3, bring it together, slide, bring it across and lift. Now the right foot goes to the middle, come and find your balance, go back to the 3, bring the right foot, slide, push, and come and balance. One more time going across, middle, and find that balance. Press on the inside or outside of the feet to find that balance. Now step back on 3, left foot pushes across, bring the right foot up, and last one going back. Right foot to the middle, and I'm very careful again because of my ankle injury to feel that I'm not straining the ankle. I'm actually finding that strength through my toes and through my legs. Come back, slide across, bring my foot and step back down. So again, another very simple exercise that works the hips. You'll feel your abductors working in your adductors, bringing your legs together, that hip joint pushing out, and at the same time, the pressure points on the feet to give you that single leg balance. Great training and just as good strengthening to make sure your skeletal structure is supported by your muscular structure. Grab a quick drink of water. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to go in here. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. Tongue Twister Tuesday. Say that with tongue twister Tuesday. Tongue Twister Tuesday. In England, we say Tuesday instead of Tuesday. So Tuesday, that makes it even harder. Tongue Twister Tuesday. Tongue Twister Tuesday. My tongue's twisted. Okay. Man, I'm sorry if you're hearing me drinking this water. That might be a good time to put the mute button on. So not the mute, take your speaker down. The mute button's to stop you from talking. Okay, people hearing you. Okay, so next exercise I want to do now. I want to step up on 2 and 2, and we're going to do a little bit of a balance confidence thing. Grab hold of the left band if you have it, and if you don't, put the left and right bands on now. But for most of you, you'll have it there. What I want you to do is just rock side to side and hold on to the band. One hand, left hand on the pole, right hand on the band. Now, come and find your balance. And what I want you to do here is just bend your knees slightly and stand up and feel the band in your right hand as you stand. Just pull it up slightly. There you go, good. Put the right band back, take the left band and just rock side to side in here. There you go, feel the band in your left hand. There you go, good. Now find your balance and a slight knee bend, and feel that band as you begin to stand up. Just feel the resistance of the band in there. There you go. Good. Excellent. Just feeling that resistance of the band. Good. Now put the left band down. Now, for those of you that want to try this, come along and try this with me. Put your feet again on 2 and 2. Keep them where they were. Take hold of the right band. Now, push down with the right foot and stay here. Feel strong. Now grab the left band, and I want you to feel, stay where you are, pressure on the right. Feel that resistance. Pull your hands back a little bit and feel that resistance. Now, rock side to side and feel those bands feeling strong. You can even put your forearms against the poles if you want extra confidence. Now, at any point, if you feel unsafe, you drop the bands and grab the poles. You guys got that? The bands won't break. They're made or designed softly, and you can drop them. Safety has always come first. Let me just grab those bands again. So at least you know now your safety. Now I've got here, what I want you to do is now come and find your balance. And as you do that, move those arms and feel how the arms with the bands become a little bit of a stabilization for you. Because if I begin to go, I can pull on a band, and that helps me pull my body back to the center. Let me explain how this could work in real life. You're carrying a bag and you begin to go one way, so you pull on the bag or pull on the other hand to pull your body back again. So I want you now to actually go a little off balance on the board and use those bands to help you stay balanced. So I'm going to push with my left foot, I'm going to push with my right foot, and I'm feeling in there how safe I am because I'm using the bands as a stabilization. I begin to lose, I can pull on a band and it pulls me back to the center again. Now remember, at any point, if you don't feel safe, just let go of the bands, grab the poles. And if you want to just be using one pole and use one band, so I could theoretically be doing this and feeling that confidence there. So here we go again, just feeling that strength, that safety. Good. Now, from here, just a little knee bend and a little stand, and a little knee bend and a little stand, and a little knee bend and a little stand. They are good. And notice as you're doing this, how the board is rocking. There's that little change as you change your balance. I can feel I'm putting a little bit more weight on my right hip. I've got to bring it back to the middle, so I put a little bit more strength into my left side. There you go, good. And notice now how your arms are beginning to get a little strengthening going on because you're probably gripping those bands maybe more than you need to. But notice how the biceps and the upper arms are now getting that workout without even having done any exercise. So as we practice our balance, we're actually strengthening the upper body at the same time. There you go, good. And come and place one band back, grab the handle, place the other band back, and let's rock it out side to side. Excellent. So what I want to do now is bring your feet to 1 and 1 and come and find your balance. Now from here, if you feel confident, let go with one hand. If you feel very confident, but again, smart first, let go with both hands and try and find that balance. Now, rock slowly, let the board touch the ground on the side. There you go, good. Now come and find your balance again. Excellent, and let the board rock again side to side. If you want to grab the handles, please do. But again, go really slow so it's not a sudden shock to the body and brain connection. You're feeling every part of this change. Now find your balance. There you go. And again, nice and easy, just rocking it side to side. Come back to the middle and find your balance. Now grab hold of the poles. We're just going to rock and very slightly lift the foot. There you go. Very slightly lift the foot and find your balance. And again, lift your feet as if you're walking. You're feeling great. You want to stop and look in that store window. So find your balance. And go ahead and lift again. Now, take one hand off and go really slow. Again, the reason we go really slow is I don't want to have any part of the movement that we jump through and don't realize we're not in control. We're going to have the brain understand and feel every moment from when you lift the foot to when you put the foot back down again. Now, find your balance. and change hands. Lift your feet. Again, such simple training, and yet this is real life. This is exactly what happens when we're out doing things. Find your balance. And for the last couple, if you feel really confident, let go with both poles. I want you to go really slow. Take your hands with the poles so that if you need to grab them, you can. Now find your balance. And go again. There you go. Nice and simple, nice and easy. And find your balance. And again, go nice and slow. Feel every movement, every moment of what you're doing. And again, if you don't feel safe, hold on to those poles. If you feel a little unbalanced, grab hold of the poles. If you feel comfortable and confident, then take the full challenge. But safety always comes first. Find that balance. And last one, walk it out. There you go. Good. And find your balance. And the beautiful thing here is that a lot of people, when they first got on the board, they felt unsafe. And put your feet just to 3 and 3 and just push. They felt unsafe when they first got on the board because they're scared of the ground. So if you're scared of a ground that doesn't move, you're going to be fearful getting on a board that rocks. But very quickly, as you learn the safety and strength of the 60 up, and just as importantly, and when I say just importantly, if the board isn't safe, then we're the problem. But just importantly, you're learning to feel how strong and safe you are too. And that messaging goes into your mind. So again, feeling the strength, and it's amazing how something that used to be scary. I remember Bob, I saw Bob just sent a message, but I can't see what the message is, Bob. When Bob first got on here, he didn't feel, there was nerves. I remember, oh, Dan, I'm nervous on the floor. And I'm like, it's okay, we'll get you through this. Never thinking we were ever going to launch this board as a product. And very quickly, Bob became so comfortable on it. And you saw him in last class. He gets on, he rocks side and side and just playing with the board because your body is adapted and got stronger. All you're doing is tapping into your power. Good. What I want you to do is take the left foot to number 2, right foot to number 3. And this is the last thing we're going to be doing today. I want you to rock side to side. Now find your balance and notice how we're really having to put about 65 to 70% of your weight is on the number 2, right? It's on the second point. There you go. Good. And rock side to side. Now, if you feel comfortable, let go with one hand. I tend to like the hand closest to the foot that's closest to the middle of the board, and find your balance. Good. Now we're going to take this to a whole nother level. If you feel comfortable rocking side to side, let go with both hands. And this is a fantastic challenge. I do this with a lot of athletes, and it's amazing how many athletes have a hard time feeling those pressure points because they're so busy go, 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 they haven't got that same control, but we get it very quickly. And now find your balance. Both hands are off. Again, poles are there if you feel unsafe, and notice how you're adapting and adjusting to the different pressure points constantly. The brain is working fantastically to help you be successful. Good. Take the right foot to number 2, left foot to number 3, and just rock side to side. There you go. Good. And find your balance. And again, I'm very conscious of my right ankle, so I'm keeping it aligned and letting the strength go into the feet and not really gripping the ankle. Here we go. Let go with one hand if you feel safe. Feel that side to side. Now find that balance. There you go. Good. Constantly adapting, and I'm pushing my right foot into the board and adjusting the pressure on my left leg. Good. Now, if you feel really comfortable and really confident, you can let go with both hands. Keep them close. You can always grab them for safety and stabilization if you need. Now find your balance. And this is really where balance training is. That the mind is going through the whole body, and your legs are doing all the work from your feet up to fill those pressure points. This is true balance training of the proprioceptive connection, adjusting the pressure points and sending information from the brain to the feet and the feet to the brain in perfect correlation to come up with the result of being balanced. Bring your feet together on number 1 and 1. Just rock it side to side. So again, You know, my Thursday class, last Thursday class was crazy hard, really tough. And I know Kathy does fantastic Wednesday classes, and Debbie does great Monday, Friday classes, and they're all different. But again, this is your base foundation to be able to do any of the classes and have that center and that strength to be able to change your balance and change the dynamics and change the strength training that they're doing, because your center is so solid. And when you move off your center, you're so safe. So again, that's why this Tuesday class is so invaluable, because it's your base preparation for everything you do. What I want you to do now, push down with the left foot, step back on the right. We're on the ground. Now we're just going to go into a few little exercises here that I think are so important to finish with as far as strength training. Push your butt back, bend the knees, and stand forward. All I'm doing is I'm pushing my butt back and bending my knees. So if you look from the side, I'm just doing this and standing up. I'm pushing back and standing up. And again, push back, stand up. Push back, stand up. Now on this one, push back. Now stay here. What we do is a small little and come back to that same position. So we're not standing up fully. We're doing what I call half squats or mini squats, where we're not going all the way up, but we're strengthening those legs. This is the midpoint from standing out of a chair and standing up. Good. And come and stand all the way up. Shake those legs out. Now we're going to do something in here again to advance that exercise. We'll go here, push the butt back and stand up. Push the butt back and stand up. Push the butt back and stand up. Now, as we push the butt back, I want you to take your leg back. So we're going to go here and come back up. Push the butt back and then move the left leg back. Butt goes back, move the leg. And you'll notice the butt goes back, the muscles are engaged. Now we move the leg back. Your right leg is really strengthening. So butt back, back, up. Butt back, leg bend, back, up. Bend, back, in, up. Bend, back, in, up. Bend, back, in, up. Bend, back, in. Last two. Bend, back, in, up. Bend, back, in, and up. Great job. Shake those legs out. Okay, so that's the exercise. That's our main program for today. Just again, building on the basics, getting that strength in there. I can't emphasize enough, having trained thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, how important the foundation is in anything that you do. It doesn't matter what it is. The foundation is everything. So thanks so much for being here and going through this. I would take professional athletes and I would have them train on these exact exercises as a base foundation for their movement in games. And it's so critical. So it seems simple, but I guarantee you, your leg's got to work out and you may feel it tomorrow. Okay, push the board to the right. Take the right ball of the foot, push it on the edge of the board. And again, I'm doing this one very carefully because of my ankle. So I only stretch as much as I feel the stretch and no pain. If I'm feeling a little pain, I pull back. And if I can't get rid of the pain, I would actually take my foot and just roll it slightly out into here. Good, let's change the other side. Put the left foot on the edge of the board, push it down. Now, obviously, this one doesn't have an injury right now, so I can stretch this one just a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed today's class because, again, it's amazing being outside for me. It's so beautiful. I can feel the fresh air and just the beauty around. It sets it up for a fantastic day. Good, stretch out that right side again. Now, I noticed if my leg, and I'm going through the actions while I'm talking, when I bend my knee, even though I'm stretching the calf, I don't have as much pressure or stress on my ankle. And so I'm able to stretch the calf a little bit by the more I bend my knee, I actually take the pressure off of my ankle. If I straighten my front leg or don't bend it as much, I feel just a little bit more pressure in the outside of the ankle. Here we go, change the leg. Left leg, push it in. And we did a lot of single leg standing today or weight transference. So you'll find that those legs are really, really, they've had a lot of engagement today. Good. Come back, shake the legs out. Now what I want you to do is step back slightly, hold on to the top of the poles. I like to put my thumbs on the top and the hands here and just bend forward and feel that stretch down the back of the leg. Ah, it feels so good. Good. What I want you to do is come back up. I'm going to add a little variation to this one now. Do the same thing. Push your butt back. Keep the weight on your toes. Now you're bent forward. Both legs are straight. Now bend just the left leg. And feel by bending just the left leg how the right leg has that stretch down its side, gives you a slightly better stretch. Now straighten both legs and bend just the right leg. Bend just that right leg. There you go. Now straighten both legs, bend just the left leg. Feel that extra stretch on the right hand side. It's such a good stretch. And we know very few people stretch enough. Straighten both legs, last one, not last one. Yeah, where is Ginny today? Miss Laughing House. I say that one. Good, and feel that stretch and bend both knees and slowly stand back up again. There you go, good. Now just give me 10 butt kickers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, I want you to turn slightly 45 degrees to the board, push the board forward, and just push the knee. Keep the back leg straight, push the knee forward, and feel the stretch up the front of the hip flexor. The hip flexor is critical to making sure that we have the correct elongation there. Good. Change sides, push the board forward. Have the back leg straight and just push the left knee forward and feel the stretch up the front here. See, the hip flexor, if it's too tight, it causes the pelvis to turn under. When the pelvis, because we've shortened it, sits on, this happens a lot if you sit a lot, change sides. As the pelvis tucks under, you end up putting stress or strain on your lower back. And a lot of times when there's lower back pain, it's because the hip flexors have shortened. And just feel that stretch. Go to the other side. And while you're doing this stretch, I'll explain it. If this is how I should be standing and the hip flexors tighten, this tends to happen. We tend to go into this position where we've shortened the area here, and now because we've tucked under, the pressure goes on the lower back. So stretching out the hip flexors, come back to the center, will help a lot often in lessening the stress on the lower back. Now, the next one I want you to do is push the board to the left, bend both knees, slide your right hand down to your knee, and then lift that right knee up and just feel that little stretch in here. There you go, good. And go the other side. Push the board to the left, put your right hand on the pole, put your left hand on your leg, slide it down till you feel your knee. Now bring that knee up underneath your hand and just pull into here. There you go, good. And put it down. Let's go to the other side. Take your right hand, slide it to your knee, lift the knee past your hand, and then just pull and use that board for your stabilization in there. And last time, push to the right, take your hand, left hand slides down till you feel your knee, put the weight on your right leg, slide that knee up until you can feel your shin, and just pull that knee up and get that stretch going through your hip. Such a good stretch. And that's the end of class today. Very, very simple class. But again, I'm going to grab my water. Thank you so much for being here because, again, it's very basic, incredibly basic. And sometimes, I remember when I was a ballet dancer, sometimes you want to come in and you do want to grand jeté on tournons and you want to jump and do your chaîné turns and everything and pirouettes. Yeah. But the teacher was put you at the bar and just go back to the very basic working on pliés, working on your control, working on your stabilization, working on your weight transference. And those were the classes that led to being able to do all the greatest things that, I wanted to do and sometimes was able to do because ballet is so tough. But again, going back to your basics is your foundation for everything great. So thanks so much. 'Cause I know so many of you here are advanced far beyond these as far as exercises, and we like the sweat and we like all that stuff going. But again, thanks so much for being here and trusting in yourself and trusting in the program, because again, getting that balance back and having it so strong to react to any changes comes from doing the work. Thanks so much. Going back here, Bob, you also say saw for saw in England. I don't know, saw. I don't know how you say that, Bob, but there you go. Great. Yes, Bob. I'm tongue-tied. I go back to Wendy again. Tongue twister Tuesday. What do I say to Bob? My tongue is twisted and there's not even any words. Carol, thanks again so much, Mum. Great to have you here. Um, yeah, Bob, all of this looks so easy, but it's really important for you. Thanks so much because again, Bob, we started this whole thing by changing your balance and going through the basics, and we started the basics, and that led to everything. So important, Bob. Thanks. Thanks, Ildi. Thanks so much for being here. Very simple. Same with you again, Craig. Thanks so much, Betsy. It is a very interesting session, very different, right? And that's the beauty of 60 Up. It's not one dimensional, it's multi-dimensional. But thanks so much for being here. Carol, thanks so much as well. Um, Again, glad you enjoyed it. Roxanne, you're joining late. You have to go back and watch this. Maybe when it's saved, we're going to go ahead and finish it now. But again, thanks so much for being here. And Denise, thanks again. Yeah, you're feeling the legs today. Fantastic in there. And Pat, you make a great point in there. This helped because it highlights the growth. Absolutely. So some of you, or many of you, when you first started, were struggling with this, and now you go through it and go, yes, I feel great. Yes, this feels easy. Um, Kirk, I know you'll be another one of those giants that's come in. Um, and started off, and I know you like the harder workouts to go and do, which is great, but thanks for being here and understand, because if you didn't understand why this is so important, you wouldn't be here. There's so many things we could choose to go and do in life, but you invested your time into here, and I know it helps. And not I hope it helps, I know it helps, because I've done this with so many people and seen success and results so many times, and yet every single one of you is so important. You're not a group of people, you're all individuals living your life, hopefully to the highest level of quality. Um, and again, going back to that, Pat, it does highlight how far you've come. And this is what I say, it's like with Bob, I know Bob is in so much better quality of living personally, because of balanced training. And yet this was almost 4 years or 3 years ago, Bob, that we're going on. So think about it, Pat. Every day we're supposedly getting older. Society tells us we're getting older. But if you're getting better, you're not getting older, you're getting better. And we focus on that. We reverse what people call the aging process. And I call it the better process. Every day, by doing things, by being active, by being smart and investing in you, you will grow. So thanks so much for that. Kathy, thanks so much for being here and sitting this all the way through as well. It is very focused Tuesdays and it's slow. We don't go through anything, but I hope it prepares everyone for your amazing classes on Wednesdays, and that's tomorrow morning as well. So don't forget, go join Kathy tomorrow, raising the level of energy from today, but taking everything from today into the higher levels. Thanks so much, Carol. Thanks so much for being here. Mum, love to you. Thanks so much for being here. Love to all of you. Craig, thanks for sticking this through, doing the cool down. And I will be back on Thursday. And Thursday is a whole nother level of training. My ankle will be better by Thursday. I'm telling myself my ankle will be better by Thursday, but we're going to kick some butt on Thursday no matter what. So see you Thursday. Don't forget Kathy's amazing class tomorrow and Debbie's coming up on Friday. Have the best day. And Roxanne, you're loving the higher levels. That's great. Thanks so much as well for sharing. Don't forget, be there with Kathy and Debbie. All of us are going to keep training you to have the most power that you have within you to have the best quality of life. Have a beautiful rest of the week. I'll see you Thursday. Terrific Tuesday. Love to you all. Bye-bye.